AAA blockbuster gaming is killing gaming. In a live stream that was absolutely a waste of everyone's time and 16 minutes that you'll never get back, that you'll greatly regret losing when you're on your deathbed, Bloomberg interviewed the Microsoft president of Xbox, a long and pointless title. It was another exercise in, we don't know our audience. I could rag on how every female CEO looks like Mindy Kaling now, or seemingly when the female CEO hits the forefront, a company starts to nosedive. But the blame doesn't solely rest on her shoulders. She delivers news of the company closing 4 studios because the pandemic bloat is over.
In video games, largely the industry's been flat. And even in 2023, we saw just some tremendous releases, tremendously groundbreaking games, but still the growth didn't follow all of that.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct, legally, everything was right, and now I get first.
We saw just some tremendous releases, tremendously groundbreaking games, but still the growth didn't follow all of that.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Then she informs us that there was no more growth in gaming. Xbox buying Bethesda only benefited Todd Howard's bank account, and most likely, Phil Spencer's. The 3 studios that went down are for, I don't know, Arcane Austin, maker of Redfall. I can't say that I'm shocked by this turn of events. The trailer was so bad everyone memory hold that the game even existed. Tango Gameworks, makers of Evil Within and Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush being the only game that got Xbox an award in recent memory. Not that game awards matter. This is a huge mistake because Tango Gameworks had the makings of becoming a great studio if given the time, which is something modern AAA gaming never really affords decent developers.
You know, one of the things I really love about the games industry is it's a creative art form. And it means that the situation and what success is for each game and studio is also really unique. Like there's no one size fits all to it for us. It all comes back to our long-term commitment to the games we create, the devices we build, the services, and ensuring that we're setting ourselves up to be able to deliver on those promises.
Everything needs to be a massive billion-dollar success or it's a failure. Thanks, GTA 5.
No problem.
On the other hand, the project lead of Tango Gameworks left months before this announcement was made, so maybe that was a factor in why it went down in flames. Alpha Dog Games, creators of Mini Doom on mobile. Nobody cares. Roundhouse Studios will be absorbed by ZeniMax, where they will spend the rest of their lives on Elder Scrolls Online. Truly a fate worse than death. I'm tired of AAA gaming, and I think many people are as well. The gaming industry's budgets get more and more bloated, and the games become less and less engaging. Many of them being reduced to walking simulators or interactive movies. Press X. And once in a few years, you get a game like Helldivers that kind of comes out of nowhere, and everybody's like, hey now. And even that isn't safe from the stupidity of corporations from within. The gaming industry spends more money on scanning some washed up actor or comedian's face to have them play a role pretty much themselves than they spend on the writing team. And that's if you're lucky enough to get a writing team that isn't activists shoehorning in real world politics and opinions and gender relations and many other talking points into a fantasy setting to educate the gamers. We are at the point now where video games have finally started mimicking Hollywood so much that it's just not even fun anymore. I mean, for God's sakes, they literally film voice actors in full mocap suits, as if they're shooting the goddamn Avengers Endgame or an episode of She-Hulk for a shit Ubisoft Star Wars game no one will buy. Not to mention the live services, season passes, battle passes, eat my asses. The early release bundle. If you pay an extra $100 today, you can play it 3 days earlier. Or the soon-to-be ad placements in AAA gaming that EA has a full erection over. The rushed launches, the day one patches, the censorship of some games and the clear bias of others. The articles from some mental midget working at Kotaku that has a hot take and a chest full of hate for the male gaze. Oh, and the games start at $69.99, while the CEO of Take-Two thinks it should be more, so he can also tack on shark cards. Gaming is absolute dog water now, in every aspect. Midnight releases at GameStop have been stripped away to sell you the digital copy that they swore up and down would be cheaper than hard copies because they lost money on the discs and booklets. And it still costs the goddamn same. The only difference is you can't trade it in now for store credit. You AAA gaming. Now I have some president of a company that I'm 100% sure didn't spend all night gaming as a kid to wake up late for school the next day and fail her algebra test. That was me. Now I have her telling me there's no growth. Of course there's no growth in the gaming industry. There isn't any fucking soul left in the industry, and people can feel it. As much as this is a consumer society now and the human experience aches for connection, even if they don't realize it,
That's why AI girlfriends are gonna be huge.
frankly, I have reason to believe that this woman's knowledge of gaming, I'm sure, begins and ends with a flowchart her assistant hands her with her morning iced latte.
About that, a lot of why we did it was about mobile. And we felt strongly that there has been an opportunity for there to be an experience on mobile that is centered around gamers. Like, we talk a lot about how there's 3 billion gamers in the world. 2 of those billion play on mobile.
The Activision acquisition was about mobile games. Another mark of stupid. A bunch of suits realized Gen Z is glued to their phones, so Microsoft thought mobile games would be the move to make. On paper, it's genius. People are addicted to mobile games, spending up to half of their income on Candy Crush and games like it. It's free money, kind of, but for every Candy Crush, there's like a million mini Dooms. And let's face it, when Call of Duty started putting rappers in the game, we all knew it was over. Activision is so lucky that EA is f***ing stupid with Battlefield that they'll never have to worry about any competition. EA feels like it's run by Darkside Phil with the levels of self-sabotage they seem to implement with every turn.
Experience that is centered around players and goes truly across device, where who you are, your library, your identity, your rewards, that travels with you versus being locked to a single ecosystem.
Games that travel with you. Oh, sounds wonderful. Yeah, give them all of your data so they can make money off your ass selling your information and charging you to do so. God help us all. AAA gaming. By the 11-minute mark, this deadpan, worthless interview full of word salad and non-answers that explains absolutely nothing of value to the core Xbox audience, Sarah Bond lets you know that the next Xbox console is going to be more powerful. Well, sign me up. All that power and no generation-defining games to play on it. Gone are the days of Gears of War. Now you got the Fable? And the chick on it looks like Jake Gagne from Moto America. Now the next system will cost more. The games will most likely cost more to make. And the game developers, odds are, won't even use all the power of the system that they have at their disposal, because they can't even optimize games to save their lives anymore. That's why Call of Duty is like 150 gigabytes now, going on 200. Once they give you an expansion pack or the Warzone mode. And at the end of the day, you'll most likely enjoy this console less than the last one, as you talk to everybody about how hyped Xbox 360 and Xbox One was. Gone are the halcyon days of gaming. Welcome to the dark age. Please insert your credit card now or use the tap feature. I couldn't imagine being a console fanboy in this day and age. There's like nothing in it for you. It's like being a diehard Democrat or Republican. At the end of the day, your rights get further diminished and the politicians get richer and richer. And ultimately, your experience doesn't change. Congratulations, we're all f***ed. Gaming sucks.